Alright, so we get this one started. This is probably going to take an hour or so. Top 5 teams at the moment. Top 5 teams. G2, Gale Force, Cloud9, PSG. The last one's actually pretty hard because we've not seen NRG play with Justin yet. They could just be a massive flop. I don't expect that they will be, though. I guess since we haven't seen NRG play with Justin, you have to say, guess who. You just have to say guess who as the next best team at the moment. Because NRG with Justin is yet to be seen. Alright, let's get into this. I'm not sure. Probably going to leave that on really quietly in the background. But this is game 1 of PSG versus G2. I didn't get to see all of the games myself the other day when this was happening. I saw a couple, and I wasn't really listening to the audio. I just like I had it on and I was seeing the results as they came in, but that was about it. So this is all new to me pretty much. I do know what the score was though, so if you want spoilers, get out right now. Or if you don't want spoilers, I'd suggest you leave, because somebody in my chat's no doubt going to spoil something. Do you think F3 could have made it through the whole tourney if they beat PSG? I think if F3 beat PSG, they probably would have won the whole thing. They would have been so hyped. Like, they would have wanted that more than anyone. Like, that's why PSG won, I think, is... Well, spoiler. That's why PSG won, is because I think they wanted it more than G2. They just wanted it more. Yeah, I really think if Flipside had won against PSG, they were winning the whole thing, honestly. That was their real final in the quarters. Most underrated player and team in RLCS. Underrated player. I mean, I don't know if anybody in RLCS is like underrated right now. Deepasco17, thanks for the Prime sub. I do appreciate that. Thanks for not spamming as well, because I'm going to skip all spam for the duration of this. But yeah, G2 and PSG have matched up twice in the past. Both times G2 beat them, I believe. No, wait, was it twice or once in the past that they matched up? They definitely matched up in RLCS once. Oh, it was just once, actually. Right? Unless, did PSG knock G2 out of... No, they didn't knock G2 out of Gnarly. Is this the second time they played? I'm not actually sure. Somebody help me out there. Yeah, it's dropping a few frames. I might actually drop the quality here. This might be... Let's back it up 5 seconds. Maybe it'll stop being framey in this quality. YouTube does this sometimes.
I think he's getting a bit used to this by now. He's seen multiple players try to take him out. He had to play against Jesse earlier on today. You are going to have to really go searching if you want to demo that man.
Alright, so apparently Jesse warmed up PSG for the demos. G2 aren't going to get any demos because Jesse's already like prepared them for that. I don't know if that's how it works. It is good to get a Jesse shout out though. I'm absolutely in favor of that. Just get a Jesse shout out. Anybody who didn't see the rest of this tournament, I would recommend going and watching the Flipside versus Method series from day 2. I would definitely recommend Flipside versus PSG from day 3 as well. Phenomenal series. There's the double fake, or the double whiff after the fake. Where was Cloud9? The Torment, or Squishy and Gimmick couldn't go because of school. Torment was there though. I thought NRG might win the whole thing. I'm surprised that G2 beat NRG, honestly. NRG with Torment Edition was looking more solid, more consistent than G2 leading up to the final. I was definitely surprised by that result. I thought NRG might be the favorites going into day 3. That's a good shot. They legit dodged my demos with jumping in goals and on walls. It's a great pass as well, but Kronovi already upfield. How did Kronovi end up upfield like this? How was he here? Hold on a second, guys. I know a lot of you don't like when I rewind, but tough luck. There's Kronovi. I'm following Kronovi right here. That's just really good awareness by Crow. Like he was rotating back and he just turned after picking up the mid boost to the far side. I really like that pathing by Kronovi. Because he just left offense on the left side of the field, crossed over, picked up the mid boost, turns back around. It's made an option for JNaps to fire at. Very, very smart pathing. And if you want to do this in your own game, so I'm going to back it up again. Let's actually show you how this can happen in your own games. Pay attention. The key is actually here. If you want this to happen. Why is it lagging? Alright, there's Kronovi on the left side of the field. PSG clear the ball down this same side of the field, but he just tried to get an outplay on. He tried to get a backboard pass to Rizzo, didn't work. It got intercepted by Farah. But look at where Kronovi's going right now. The ball's going this way. The ball's going this way. Kronovi's going this way. And that's called like an away from the ball rotation. He's rotating on the open side of the field. And the reason that he wants to do that is because he's got a teammate, JNaps, at the back, and he's probably going to contest from this direction. So if Kronovi follows the ball, then he's going to be making a head-on collision with JNaps, or just ending up in the same position as JNaps. That's why you see him exiting to the right, which is very, very smart. I really, really like that pathing out of offense. Big, big fan. So look how spread out they are now.
Here's Johnny.
Poker64, is that my first ever 19-month resub? Dude. Welcome back, man. I appreciate that. That's insane, 19 months. I can't believe it's been 19 months. Like, it's flown by for me. Analog keyboards for pro Rocket League players. I think that if you're playing keyboard, you might as well just stick with a default keyboard, a normal keyboard. The advantage of keyboard is that whatever you expect is exactly what you get. You push a button, you know what's going to happen. Full lock turn, full lock air roll, that kind of thing. It does what it says on the tin, you know? The advantage of controller is it's a bit more of a feel. You know, you can ease into a turn, ease into an aerial or an air roll, that kind of thing. Alright, see you later, Draco. Wait. Yeah, Draco. None of your mates doing that pathing despite you tell them 100 times. Yeah, in most ranked games, people will path it back. They'll rotate out of attack on the side of the field that the ball is on, because they want to become relevant again as fast as possible, when actually the smarter thing to do most of the time in 3v3 is to rotate on the side that the ball isn't on. Just rotate wide away from the play, because that way you give your teammate who's making a challenge on the ball, JNaps in the case, or G2's first goal here, you give him an option to pass to. You're very, very spread out, you know. It is worth mentioning. Oh, that is not pause. It is worth mentioning, I'm going to pause for this very briefly, that, like, Kronovi actually, like, we're going to remember what time we're at. We're at 2010. Let's go back, just so I can explain something else to you guys. Oh, wait, that was the frame I wanted to look at. Alright, so here's what we're looking at. In this situation, Rizzo was forward, hoping for Farah to whiff. Doesn't happen. Kronovi's rotating out. So if this ball was on the ground, Zeze, you're cute. No, you're the cute one. But anyway, if this ball was on the ground, if Farah was dribbling, I would want Kronovi to stay where he is. Or Rizzo. One of them would have to make a challenge on Farah. But Farah's not dribbling. Farah's going for a clear in the air. And that's why there's plenty time for Kronovi to back away, go to the back posts here. And if he was needed, he could come around the back post and contest a center ball. The fact that that ball is airborne is what makes Kronovi rotate out. I guarantee you, if Farah controlled that ball somehow and started dribbling down the line, obviously it's not going to happen in this situation, but if it did, he wouldn't. Kronovi would make a challenge. He'd make an ambush challenge, and that would also be the correct play. That's the one time that you should rotate ball side in 3v3, is if your third player is out of commission, in this case Rizzo, and you don't want to leave your teammate alone in the defense to have to challenge a dribbler. You make an ambush. But that's not needed here. This ball is airborne. Will I analyze more games after the final? Not today. How on earth did... G2 definitely should have had this. Yeah, Rizzo kind of beamed this a little bit. Although this clear from JNaps is also pretty suspect. Not the greatest clear. But Rizzo did something here that I see a lot in ranked gameplay. Let's slow this down actually. let me tell you something that you might notice. So, JNaps makes a soft clear towards the corner. It is very, very, very tempting as Rizzo to think, oh, sweet, I can get to that ball before JNaps, therefore I'll try. And he starts pathing this way. But now look at what's happened is we have 2 players from G2 in the exact same position, and that means that the third, in this case Kronovi, has to do 2 things at once, and one of them is defend the backboard, and number 2 is defend the goal, and he can't really do 2 things at once. He tries to stay back. That's what Kronovi does here. That's why he doesn't have any chance to challenge this, because look how far back Kronovi is. There's no way he can contest this ball, because he's too far away. He stayed back to cover the back post, and if Kronovi had moved forward, Bluey could have just hit this ball at the crossbar, and then Kronovi would have been equally struggling out of position. So this whole time, all Rizzo has done is drive forward and then back in the same direction. He's done a little circle. Whereas if he'd stayed where he was here, he could contest this ball very easily and let Kronovi defend the backboard where he is. So try not to... It's really, really hard to get a read on this situation. Shouldn't pause it all the time. Listen, that's what we're here to do. We're here to like look at situations and learn from them. There will be pausing. If you want to watch this game without a pause, go the YouTube channel yourself and do it by alone. Like, you don't need me to play it for you. But yeah, try not to autopilot here. See, Rizzo makes a little overtaking maneuver. He's like, oh, boost. Oh, maybe I can contest this ball. Oh, the boost got stolen. Crumbs. Now we got nobody at the near post to challenge this pass, which is a very basic pass, but it still works even at the highest level of play. I think I've got a feeling Rizzo is entirely boost starved this whole play. He was boost starved the entire time. It's likely. We don't know that because there's no way. Our psionics have yet to implement a way to see, as a spectator, the boost of all players in the field. It would be nice if, like, underneath Rizzo's name here, it showed how much boost he had, or in his nameplate, it showed how much boost he had. That'd be pretty cool. A spectator feature. But I imagine he had no boost. In which case, he should probably have tried to save up 12 or 24 and not left the goal open. That would have been the play. FableFake80, thanks for the tier 1 sub, by the way. I did delay my thanks for that one because I was in the middle of a explanation. But I appreciate that a lot. Thanks, man. That early call by Shogun, though. He's correct. If PSG can't make anything else, there it is. Game 1. It was really important that PSG got off to a good start here because they've had a track record of tilting if they, you know, lose early in a series. Is this going on YouTube? Yeah, probably tomorrow. Probably tomorrow. Was I impressed? So yeah, speaking of tilting, was I impressed by their not tilting? Yes. It's good to see them finally performing under pressure. Let me just skip here. I know there's a lot of games to go through, so we'll skip between the matches. There's JNaps. I did think that JNaps was probably, in my opinion, the MVP of the tournament. I think they got that one right. Coxer's overall performance, very impressive. I thought Coxer was very impressive. Shogun really improved recently. Shogun might have seemed like he improved at Dreamhack, but that's just because Shogun casting with a European casting partner is better than with his usual RLCS counterparts. Like, there's just better synergy. I think that the EU casting style is just better overall. It's something that we've kind of been pushing towards at Gfinity, having a bit more of a conversation rather than roles. Shogun is the one person out of him and Gregan who's good at picking up B-roll, so you're probably going to hear a lot of Shogun hyping goals. But when Gregan gets better at that, you'll hear a lot of him doing that as well. Like, rather than just like a messy transition at the last second when a goal comes out of nowhere, like, I'm sure Gregan will just start doing that himself. Something he's working on. But yeah, if you watch the Gfinity Elite series, you'll see this stuff all the time. Exactly the same casting style, just like, you know, kind of just two color casters. Well, I think the ideal way to commentate Rocket League is two color casters who are good at like sniping B-roll, basically. By that I mean when something exciting happens, they elevate their they like, you know, elevate the emotion in that moment to hype it up. That's what I try and do when I'm solo casting. That's what I try and do when I'm duo casting. It's good to see that Shogun and Gregan got the credit that they deserve, though, because it was absolutely accurate. Praise, very accurate, and it's no surprise to me at all. Like when I casted I-60 with Gregan, exactly the same comments were popping up, because, you know, Gregan's really smart, and he doesn't just, you know, fill air with nothing. If he talks, it's probably relevant. And it was the same thing, like, you know, Dreamhack Summer last time, me and Shogun did that. We casted almost every game. I thought this was going to be a bit more 50-50, but with the NA casters getting sick, Shogun and Gregan ended up doing the majority, which is pretty cool, I think. They definitely deserved to be cast in the final. They were the best duo by a long way. How do I like my tea? Just milk, no sugar. Oh, messed up by Farah here. Big mess up by Farah. It's a good good block by JNaps, but the mistake that Farah's making is just the angle that he's trying to clear the ball. If we look at where Farah's positioned his car, he's directly opposite JNaps here, which is giving JNaps a chance to dunk him. Like if Farah had just hit the ball this way or this way, like JNaps would not be able to reach it for a block from this angle. Of course, if Farah sees JNaps' car coming in from this angle, of course then he wouldn't want to hit the ball this way, because that would be playing into JNaps' hands, but he just plays right into JNaps' hand here. Because JNaps is coming in straight behind the ball, so you got to hit the ball somewhere that isn't straight at JNaps. That's definitely a big bean by Farah. I think the casters took into consideration your suggestions. What do you mean? Well, I mean, if you're talking about the casting style, yeah, Shogun, Gregan and I are like the people who came up with that. It's not like just my idea. I'm the one who's been most vocal about promoting it, because I do a lot of these kind of streams. I'm probably the one who publicly talks about casting in Rocket League more than anyone. But the style of casting that, you know, you saw from Shogun and Gregan at Dreamhack, that's something that we've been pushing and like practicing since the Insomnia days, like early last year. We've been doing that for ages. That's just the best way to cast Rocket League, in my opinion. And I'm glad to see Shogun and Gregan repping it in style. He saw the dunk, so he tries to slot it underneath on purpose. Yeah, that's a bad option though. Usually, if you see somebody flying after the ball, like directly behind it, hitting it straight into them is definitely a misplay. You've got to get it to the side. Did I see E-League yesterday? I did not, no. I heard it was pretty hype, though. I can't be an RLCS analyst because I have no sugar in my tea. Now that is an excellent point. Oh, how did Blee miss this? PSG, by the way, let me just rewind this to show you something that PSG did so well this whole tournament. They're so good at intercepting clears. And look at the formation that they're using. Really spread out here, so it doesn't matter where the clear is going. They've got somebody on either side. There you go, Bluey coming back in. Should have scored. They're just really good at playing third man aggressively. They're playing a super aggressive third man most of this tournament. Splitting off to the, you know, if you're using like that one player intercepting clears on either side of the pitch formation, it's really good for consistent pressure because you get so many boost steals without even like having to go very far for it. Like we're seeing G2 are just stuck here for the longest time. Have you ever considered casting other casters casting? No. Do you think Gregan will get invited to cast RLCS after this weekend's performance? I certainly hope so, but I don't really know what to think with RLCS. What I think of Doomsy as a player, he still has a chance to go like make it into RLRS and give it a run. He's still good enough. Just needs the right team. You know, it needs a team that's going to be positive. It's a great challenge by Kronovi. Really, really dangerous position here. Let me back this up. Let's see. Could Bluey have done better here? Oof. Great challenge. If Bluey had cut that and like immediately popped it, let me show you guys what I mean here. Like, this is the sort of thing that Bluey's probably thinking, right, if I flick this immediately, Kronovi, a rushing Kronovi would be out the game. So maybe I'm not going to flick it immediately, and Kronovi's going to fake challenge, go into shadowing, and then I can flick it later and make it harder for him to save. But, and this is the only reason I bring this up is to give you guys advice. If you're in like a lower level game, but good enough where people are dribbling like this, good enough that you're able to dribble like this, a good like default to have, a good thing to do is get the ball under control and then as fast as possible flick it as early as you can. Just have that as your default, because it's sometimes really difficult to see what the defender is doing through the ball here. I'm sure Bluey's vision is a little bit impaired. That little hesitation gave Kronovi time to close the distance, and that's why the flick didn't work. It's a good default to get though. Graham sounds like a professional footballcaster, commentator you mean, with his tone and everything. Yeah, some of them.
Here's Johnny.
Football's very diverse as well, so...
Hey Johnny, you always made my day. I watch your vids every evening, keep going, you beanbag.
Oh dude, really? I appreciate that. Thanks for 10 months in a row of Prime subbing. Are you mostly a video watcher and you're still swinging by to sub? Either way, welcome back, buddy. I do appreciate that.
And as we've said before, overtimes tend to be where people back off. They don't want to make those mistakes, especially in pressure situations like the final.
I'm not sure if I agree with like, Greg, what do you say makes sense here? I don't know, maybe I'll repeat it in case you can't hear. I've got it super quiet and I don't want to make it louder because it'll distract me. But I've seen so many games at a high level just like be a very, very, you know, close game, very, very solid rotation, very defensive, teams holding back, maybe 0-0, then bam, overtime, goal, just like that. And in my opinion, the reason that happens is because teams have such terrible kickoff strategies. So you just have overtime be over immediately. And the team that are playing very aggressively in this overtime kickoff is PSG, in fact, which might come as no surprise to you guys. Again, we can't really see the full... It's actually a double cheat, Rizzo cheating as well. We can't really see what's also going on. Our team's staying in goal. Are they going for boost? No, we don't really know because this camera sucks. Okay, Chaussette went for boost. But yeah, right here, if G2 had scored here, it would have been like, you know, well, PSG, you kind of asked for this, you know what I mean? If G2 scored here, it would have been 100% on PSG, because they've opted into a double 50-50 with Chaussette being at the back corner taking boost, and now Farah's like, probably, one of Farah and Bluey's probably getting boost starved here, maybe both of them. I think that they both just have 0 boost. Yeah, JNaps probably did go for boost. They always do. Teams always do this. They do the cheat and the boost grab, and then multiple people are out of boost. Look at Farah and Bluey right now. They probably got like 12 boosts combined between them. That is not a fun time. So if this pass from JNaps isn't really, really high, if he just like barely lobs this over Farah, but like booms it, Kronovi could just score. Or he could pass to Rizzo, who did steal that side boost. Like, the reason why I think there's so many like really fast goals in some overtimes is because teams do not think beyond the kickoff itself. They're like not planning ahead. Right here, this is terrible planning by PSG. Terrible, terrible planning. Look how close everybody is here. Like they've all taken. Well, Chaussette takes boost here, and then we've got the cheat coming in. So another 50-50, and Bluey doesn't even get the side boost. Rizzo takes it. So now Farah has like a really tough challenge to make. He's probably not going to get this ever, and if he turns back, he's going to be out of the game for a while. Kronovi's taking boost at the other midfield right now. There's literally one boost pad available at the back for PSG, and the other back corner is not going to be up for like another 5 seconds. That is like, they're asking for this. Like, PSG are asking to get scored on. If this pass is better, GG, right there. Instead, JNaps lobbed it. He should have gone for a cross pass to Kronovi. But even still, like, Blue right there, just flopping in front of the ball because he has no boost. He's trying. Like, we all know Blue is insanely good with limited boost, but they asked for this. They brought this in part themselves. This entire overtime, it all comes from the kickoff. It's just really bad boost management. So Blue starved. Oh look, he just tried to take the corner boost. It's gone because Chaussette took it. And now Blue in goal, no boost. Jumps, no boost. Boost gets stolen again. Blue still has no boost hardly. Like this whole time, Blue can't do what we know he would be able to. Gets beaten to the box, has no boost. Like everything that happened wrong in this overtime, terrible kickoff strategy. It all goes back to that. It all goes back to that. It is actually that simple. Simon HXC, thanks for the prime sub, by the way. I do appreciate that. Yeah, Jetzy. I would have loved to be there, but you know, got work to do. So I wasn't gonna go just as a fan, I'm afraid. Don't really have that luxury anymore to just attend events as a spectator. Gotta stay on that content grind, you know. I think G2 vs NRG series was like almost perfect. Both teams played almost perfect. Oh no, far from it. They both played well, but I think G2 played better in the final than they did versus NRG. They played very well in both series. Oh dear. Of course, there were moments of beanery in both. Oh dear, Kronovi. What has happened? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. If RLCS is in EU, will you be going? Yeah, I'd probably go to that. Like a literal RLCS. Not a random Dreamhack in EU though. Yeah. I mean, me and Gregan have casted a lot in the past before. Me and Shogun have casted a lot in the past before. Shogun and Gregan have casted a fair bit. Gregan's been casting a lot with Onset from Gfinity recently. I've casted a good bit with Onset. We don't see Onset and Shogun together too much because they kind of fill the same role at Gfinity at least. But honestly, stick anyone together and everybody would be like, whoa, these guys are good. It's because we actually think about what we're doing. I'm really glad that the feedback Gregan and Shogun got was so unanimously positive. Sorry about these like little frame jitters, by the way. I don't know how to make that stop. Why didn't they bring me on as a caster? I don't know, I guess they just wanted to spend more money flying Americans over my head. I'm not the person to ask. I have no clue. I don't know anything about what about Psionic's decision making. What do I think of Colin Stumpy's casting? It's getting better, has a lot of potential. The thing about that's a phenomenal pass by Rizzo though. It's probably best pass of the series so far. The thing about Colin Stumpy is they're both funny. They have personality. You can't really teach that. You can teach people how to cast. You can't teach people how to be funny and interesting. Let's see this passing play one more time. This is very well done. So good by Rizzo and Kronovi. Both these passes are so sick. The thing that makes this first pass impressive to me is that Kronovi can't have known, or he can't have had Rizzo. He didn't have Rizzo in his sight when he went for this, did he? Like, we don't know because the camera is on the wrong team for some reason. But I'm pretty sure this is a blind pass. He just fires it left because he knows Rizzo's there, or he knows someone's there. And then Rizzo's pass to Kronovi. Even slow rolls the shot. And Gregan noticed that as well. He just slow rolled the shot because he anticipated the block attempt from the goalie. RL does not like Johnny because he has the balls to tell him what's wrong with the game. I don't know. I just like do what I do. I don't rely on other people to get me stuff, you know? I just do what I know will work for me. Everything you learned about being funny and interesting you learned from me. You can't learn how to be funny. Oh, you can actually. You can kind of learn how to be funny. Just remember funny jokes, but you can. I don't know. It takes a lot of practice. I guess funny is the wrong word. You can learn how to be funny. It's true. You can. But like just being an interesting personality is not something you can really teach. Oh. I like Rizzo going for that that double touch. Being funny is up to personal taste. Yeah, well, sure. There's always going to be preference in comedy, but some people are just like interesting people, you know. That's why I think Findable Carpet has done such a great job and had such a unanimous like follow, or everybody's like just liked him since the beginning because he's just an interesting guy, you know. And he looks good on camera, which is, you know, helpful. If you look good on camera, that's going to get you a long way. The beard. Personal opinion, by the way. Yeah, you can have a personal opinion. It's totally fine. G2 are panicking a little bit here. It's not taking much from PSG to get G2 to panic and jump in the air. Like double jump in the air as well. Like, man. Johnny Humor lull. I know, right? That's your reaction when I say a joke, just lull. PSG are really good at doing this to people, though. Like, look how good they are anticipating which way the ball is going to get cleared to and blocking that clear. It's a big, big part of pressure in Rocket League. Is anticipating which side of the field the other team are going to clear it towards. That's a great pass by Chaussette as well. How did he read this? That's a ridiculously good read by Chaussette. Do we think you'll see different teams in the finals, not just GFE every time? Well, we didn't see GFE in the finals this time. I think GFE are going to... Well, actually, K-Dop won't, but I could definitely see GFE overall, like, not tryharding as much as they did last season. I fully expect them to be at the next LAN, but I don't know if when they get there they'll be as confident as they were this time around. Again, sorry about the random frame drops. This is good job by Chaussette. Chaussette, honestly, spreading out so well in attack right here. Look at where he's coming from. See, he's there so early because he comes in from the far side. This line is really, really smart. This is a formation that I've talked about in my stream before. It was kind of like a V formation, and you know, right now it's not like it's like not a V that's where these two players at the front are parallel, but you can see what I mean. And now that gives Bluey a couple of options. If he pops the ball off the near post, Farah's going to move in, and then Chaussette is going to rotate in behind. If Bluey pops it off the far post, then Chaussette's going to move in, and Farah's going to go behind. That's why this formation is really, really smart. Very, very smart. And the other, you know, popular formation in Rocket League would involve Farah, like, following Bluey much, much closer, and Chaussette would be, like, he would be deeper in the midfield over here. Just, like, kind of the catch-all defensive position. The center circle, where you're just, like, in the center circle, and it's your job to intercept all clears. But the reason this works so well is because of situations like this, where the ball comes across the box quickly, and then the player in the far side, like, do you think Farah's ever going to get to this ball as fast as Chaussette does? No way, because he's playing catch-up. Chaussette's coming at the ball. The ball moving across the box quick is actually playing in his favor. So I really, really like that position. Super, super hard to defend. And even if the defense do get an interception on the pass, Chaussette can just make a challenge, and then Farah the whole time will be rotating back. That's PSG probably do that more, I would say, than any other team right now in Rocket League. Like spreading out into that wide formation as an attack is happening. And then just every time that they're rotating out, they're rotating into one of those positions. They're not clogging the field in offense very often. Helps with avoiding double commits. Helps with intercepting clears. Enables you to boost starve a lot more. I've left a yellow blob on that. Sorry. There we go. Might be. Do you think there's still a skill gap between NA and EU? Oh, absolutely not. I think that the skill gap was already gone last season. There is still a little bit of a skill gap in Season 3, but by the time Cloud9, or by the time NRG won X Games, the skill gap was kind of gone. Then Cloud9 winning Dreamhack Atlanta cemented that fact. The reason why the skill gap did go is because all of the top players in EU and NA, or maybe not all of them, but a lot of them are very good friends. They play with each other all the time. They play against each other all the time, whether it be scrims or six-mans or just various ranked games where they queue up together. And when you've got teams across Atlantic practicing together and against each other, the skill is going to normalize. So that's why we see quite a even, I'd say, skill distribution between EU and NA at the moment. NRG versus G2. I didn't see the series in detail. Didn't see many of the series in detail. Just following the scores for the most part. Another huge bean at the near post by G2. This has been plaguing them. Rizzo, not even close that time. I don't know why this keeps happening to Rizzo in this series. Like, we do see a little bit of what I was talking about earlier with, I said don't rotate back on ball side because you might bump your teammate. We nearly see that from Kronovi. I don't know why Kronovi's driving up on the wall. Oop, no, that's not what I meant to do. I don't know why Kronovi's driving up on the wall here, in fairness. You might have faked out Rizzo a little bit. Hard to say. Reload to fix the frame drops. Me? I don't think I can do anything to fix that. But yeah, Rizzo's had a couple of issues like this in this series, just like not making contact at the near post, letting the ball center. Rizzo and JNAP should be on offense to let Kronovi be the third man. I don't think that having a back like anchor player is necessary for G2. I mean, their current playstyle works. The reason they're getting outplayed here so far is because PSG are just better at spreading out on offense. How often have you seen G2 pummeling the PSG backboard this series? Not often. You don't see much of that. You don't see reload work. All right, fine. I'll try. We're at 39:51. Let's try. Sorry about that. There we go. I mean, it wasn't dropping frames for me too badly. That's why I didn't want to do anything to it. I was like satisfied. I was happy with it, you know. Is Garrett the world's best player or even in the conversation? Oh, definitely. Garrett, JNaps, Justin, if he does well in RLCS, he's not Justin is not proven yet at the highest level of competition, but I'm sure I'm expecting Justin to enter that conversation. Oh, what a miss by Farah. Again, the near post is so vulnerable by G2. They're trying really hard not to get too far forward. You see JNaps reversing there. I think actually the real problem is these isolated challenges. It's quite a big issue. Like here, let's pay attention to what's happening here. And I'm not just doing this to like bash on Rizzo. I realize I'm talking about him quite a lot, but what Rizzo is doing right here is a very isolated challenge, far up the field. And this would be okay if he had backup, but as you can see, Chaussette takes him out of the game. Not particularly quickly. Like, Chaussette just flicks it over him and recovers in a pretty normal speed. Sometimes you see players do this sort of thing where they can use the side wall to get a ridiculously fast recovery. You know, maybe start on the ground, flip towards the side wall, and because the wall's there, you're landing about a quarter of the flip sooner, so you can sometimes catch someone off guard. But there's nobody anywhere near Rizzo here. Or wait, it was Rizzo, right? I think it was Rizzo. I can't read the nameplate anymore. So this is a big misplay, going for an isolated challenge like this. Better thing to do would just be to try and stall. Just try and slow down, just fake a challenge. And I'm not a huge fan of fake challenges in 3v3, but when you're alone, you kind of have to do it. Because if you don't win the ball here, now we've got a big problem. And then Kronovi actually does the same thing. He dives in late. So the gap between Kronovi and Rizzo is the real problem. They needed to stay a little bit closer together. so that when Rizzo gets dribbled, and I say when Rizzo gets dribbled because most of the time Rizzo should get dribbled there. Like, Chaussette is a good player, great at flicking the ball. Rizzo will get dribbled, and that's fine. That's perfectly fine. But when it happens, someone needs to be ready to step in, take the ball for free before Chaussette can recover, flick the ball again, and then recover and center the ball. Like, Chaussette twice there was given enough time to recover after flicking someone. He should never even be allowed that opportunity once in 3v3, far less twice in a row. Just disjointed disjointed challenges from G2. It's good placement by JNaps. I realize I just talked over 2 other goals while criticizing them. I wonder what Chaussette was thinking here. That's a crazy pre-jump. Oh my goodness. You get some mad respect for JNaps here. I don't know about this pre-jump from Chaussette. What do you guys think? I don't know. I don't really know how much of the goal he's covering with this one. Let's see him the first time through. I really don't think he's saving many shots here. Excellent air roll by JNaps. Chaussette wasn't even in the goal by the time he's finished. I think he pre-jumped over the bar there. These camera changes are happening at the worst possible time. Why are we on... Don't know why we're on Chaussette cam. Yeah, Chaussette pre-jumped above the goal. He might have got a little bit high. Oh my goodness, Liquid RL with a double sub, the tier 2. Welcome to the stream, dude. I appreciate that. Thanks for the double sub. Unfortunately, there's like, you get one additional emote. I've not really thought of anything else to give to double subs right now, but I do appreciate that. Thanks so much, man. There's a rare time where PSG didn't have somebody ready to follow or to attack this ball from the back post. And let me just rewind here to show, like usually in this sort of position, Farah would center the ball, Bluey would be back post, and Chaussette, who is following on the same side of the field, wouldn't even have to go for it. But you can see this time Bluey's not there, or at least he's retreating out. He must have tried to get this boost steal, but it wasn't up when he went there, because it is up now, so it must have not been there first time. And look at Chaussette struggling to reach the ball. He's playing catch-up, and he can't quite get there in time. He just gives up. He's like, yeah, I can't reach that. And that shows the strength of the V formation, because if look at the regular formation failed there. The pass, much harder to reach as it crosses over the box if you're not coming at the ball from the opposite side of the box. Dissertation more interesting than Vaudreville. You must have a nice dissertation. I hated my dissertation. G2 versus Energy. I might do it another day. I'm not going to do it right now. I'm not going to do it today. These like little slow... I don't know why it's jittering like this. Stupid YouTube. Video player not working. The best player in terms of positioning. Probably Garrett. Garrett is like always relevant in every play that his team makes. He's probably the best player at threes positioning. Number 2 would have to be Turbo Pulsar. He was a bit shakier this weekend though. He was a little bit wobbly after the Twitch party, I think. But yeah, Turbo and Garrett G are probably the top 2 for positioning. Oh, so this actually is quite interesting. Very interesting. This shows one of the reasons why. This is like the main difference offensively between G2 and PSG. And I was talking earlier about using that far side of the field and how PSG do it very well. But G2, they're doing the classic, the old formation. I know that this is just where JNaps landed, but it's quite convenient to illustrate what they do most of the time. And why they don't consistently pressure the backboard like some other teams like PSG and GFE come to mind. But the reason is that there's nobody on that far side. Nobody's on that far side for G2. We got Rizzo coming in from the center circle. Or no, Kurnovi coming in from the center circle. And JNaps cutting right across the box. I do not like this from JNaps at all. He like almost cuts off Kurnovi. But the reason that double commit happens, or at least it's more likely to happen, is because JNAPS couldn't even see Kronovi here. You couldn't see him, and of course they should be able to like communicate where he's at. But let's say when JNAPS is going for this clear initially, like Kronovi should already be making his run down the left wing, like way over here, or trying to get into that shot, you know, trying to get into that position. And then when this ball comes in, Kronovi can bam, just come in from this far side. That's ideally what's going to happen. Is he's going to come in from the far side and attack this ball, and of course he would definitely get there before JNAPS. If the ball bounced off the near post, like the pass came, you know, down this way, then JNAPS would be there. But this pass off the middle of the crossbar, that's definitely too far for JNAPS to be realistically reaching. I don't like the JNAPS cut across the field. That's got to be a miscommunication. Got to be a miscommunication there by JNAPS, especially with no boost. It didn't even look like he was scoring. Regardless of Kronovi being there. You think Fairy Peak is the best playmaker? He might be. Fairy Peak might be the best player at taking opponents out of the game. It's a bit unfortunate there for G2. Get some better lighting. It looks so stranger. Yeah, I never really invested in some good lighting. I don't really care that much. But I probably should. JNAPS is enabled very well by Rizzo and Kronovi to be, I think he is the best player in North America right now. He just is. Garrett's close, Squishy's close, Justin is close, but I think JNAPS just right now beats them all, barely. I mean, the consistent results, first place, second place in the last two majors, hard to argue. And he was rightfully the tournament MVP of both, I think. But he breaks rotation quite a lot. And it can work because Kronovi and Rizzo let him do it. They know he's going to do it. Like, the only times that breaking rotation doesn't work is when teammates don't read it and there's a double commit. So I think a lot of credit has to go to Kronovi and Rizzo for just letting that happen. They know JNAPS is probably the best player in North America. Arguably the world, but you know, that's harder to say. Fairy Peak top 5 player in the world? I think so. I think so. Yeah, it's 2-all. I have a black dot on my forehead because of the green screen. Do I? Oh, for goodness sake. Hold on. Let me, I can fix that. We'll just have to go for that. Whatever. It's fine. I don't mind. Do you think casters jinx teams? I do not know. However, between games, I know at various events the players can hear the casters, especially between games. So if you're talking about someone, they might be listening. They might think, hold on, are they talking about my whiff? So you got to be a little bit careful sometimes not to be too mean, too loud. Yes, man, I don't like these kickoffs from PSG at all. I really don't. I mean, if the ball ends up in G2's half, great. Probably fine. If it ends up in your half, oh dear. Somebody's probably boost starved for at least 10 or 15 seconds. I remember I talked to Mystic about this. He realized that. And I was doing a VOD review one day and Mystic was like, he hit me up and he's like, oh, Johnny, like, explain that boost starving thing. And because he'd been watching replays and he knew that that was a problem for him back in the market days with Fairy Peak and Kickoff, because they did the exact same kickoff, the cheat and the boost grab. And whenever he was the kickoff man, he would be boost starved forever. And he was trying to figure out why. And I told him, like, yeah, you can't cheat and grab boost on the side of the field that the kickoff man's going to land on and expect him to be part of the game in the next few seconds. Top 5 K-Dub, JNAPS, Fairy, Cucks, Garrett. It's hard to call Cucks a top 5 player in the world right now. Of course, he's still very, very good, as evidenced by this weekend, but he's just not had the results recently to be considered top 5, I think. Oh, that sunshine in this map. It's very hard though, like top 5 is wide open at the moment. Like there's been so many teams doing well recently. I think this Dreamhack event was the most stacked tournament ever in Rocket League. Which team do you think Jacob would be best suited? His team that he's in right now are doing very well. I'm liking that team. I think it's probably the best team that Jacob could have ended up on. I like it. The Chrome and Corrupted G. Corrupted G is a very underrated player. And, you know, of course, Chrome Egalul has a meme. He already has an emote named after him. Blue was really clutch. I was most impressed by Chaussette this weekend, actually. But Blue, of course, legendary player at this point. He's so good. Shogun spotted it as well. It was a good not jump by Rizzo. Oh, the back pass there was way better an option, I think. Are they still going to get a goal here? Good save. The 1-2 play looked like the correct play here, I think. Wait, I've gone too far back. Hold on. Yeah, right here. Excellent infield pass. Where's the back pass? Oh, why did it skip? Where's the back pass? Or where's the give and go? Bluey's like, there you go, and then he's making the run, and then Chaussette booms it at the backboard. It's not a terrible option, but I think if he passed that to Bluey, Bluey's scoring most of the time. And as we can see, the backboard play didn't pan out. I think if that was GFE or old flip side, we would have seen a 1-2 passing play there. Not just the one pass, not the infield pass, and then the boomer to the backboard. That's more, you know, bit easier to defend. Where are all my frames? It's not me. It's the YouTube video. Like, this YouTube video sucks. I don't know why. This YouTube video is just rubbish. I could try putting the quality even lower, but I don't really want to do that, you know? I'll put 480, but you guys probably don't want to watch 480p, do you? This is 480p now. I don't have it full screened. I've got it like in a window. Now, see, even as frames at 480p, I'm not going to do it in 480p. Let's go back up to at least 720. Hold on a second. Best freestyler. Who gives a monkeys? Best freestyler, please. I don't know how this isn't defended by PSG. It's a decent pass, but I am surprised to see that go in. Maybe Bluey just whiffed and it threw off Farah. EU MVP. Oh, Niels, of course. Bluey should be hitting that. Definitely Bluey with the bean there. If you have moving pictures, videos, and monitors with different refresh rates, it can lag. I mean, yeah, I do have monitors with different refresh rates, but one of my monitors has my Twitch chat on it. The other one has YouTube. Oh, that would have been such a good goal. Great pass again. G2, very good at, like, we saw that 1-2 passing play from Kronovi and Rizzo in Game 2. They're probably better at those than PSG, like chaining together those passes with just 2 players involved. PSG will rely a lot more on the full team to get those chain passes. Of course, you don't need a full team. You can just do it with 2 players. The 1-2, the give and go. How do I think Farah did? Oh, easily his best tournament to date. Very, very solid. I think that Farah, obviously, the oldest player on PSG, and also the loudest player on PSG. That's a big deal. You know, when you're playing with a couple of young guys, it's me, the vid is smooth. It's not me. I can see the video is not smooth. Okay, if I can see it as well, if I can see frames dropping, it's not me. Like, OBS is dropping 0 frames, my CPU is running fine. It's just the video sucks. They've beamed the encoding for this one. What aspect do I think Farah is exceptionally good at? Well, but what I was going to say there is he brings the hype. And no doubt he brings, like, the stability to a team. 2 very young guys. Chaussette and Bluey are great players, but they have been known to tilt in the past, and I think Farah is very good at preventing that from happening. Yeah, when I saw this, like I said, I didn't see the... oh, I missed a Rizzo bump for 2. Oh, sorry, I was distracted. But when I saw this game going to G2, I was thinking to myself, that's probably just 4-2 I didn't expect PSG to come back here. Because that's happened before with these two teams. PSG won the first game, I believe, in their RLCS matchup. Excuse me. Oh, I'm so sorry. I hate when I yawn, making the tiredness get infectious. Do I want to review a rookie tournament you're in? I don't know about that. Opinion on Dignitas. Dignitas, they did great. I'm very impressed by Dignitas. I thought Dignitas were going to beat G2 again in the quarterfinal. I was expecting Dignitas to win that. But G2 really showed up on day 3. Alright, apparently I missed a Rizzo bump. Let's go back and see the Rizzo bump goal. Alright, let's see. Gotta love a bump goal. When did it happen? Yeah, it's gotta be pretty soon. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I like that. I like that. Well, that's very, very aggressive. Oh, that's amazing. And Rizzo nearly saved it as well. NM887, thanks for the sub. That's the smart. Actually, Rizzo backflipped away from it to avoid saving it. Like, he did a couple smart things here. Yeah, he backflipped away from the shot because he realized he might have saved it. Yeah, director camera is kind of not very good right now. It has potential, but I think it's not as good as a good camera man. The thing that annoys me about director camera is whenever somebody's dribbling, you don't get to see their micromanagement with ball camera. Like turning on and off ball camera, top players are very, very good at using ball camera and then, of course, the fixed camera at various times to give improved vision. And they're looking around, you know, to see where vision, you know, to look where their teammates are. They're looking behind them. And I know that that's something that Psyonix or Rocket League didn't want to have happening because, you know, if you're on fixed camera, when you're spectating and then like somebody like Marky Duda is playing and he starts flicking it back and forward and everybody's going I can't watch. But I think after kickoff maybe it should be allowed to happen. I mean, whenever I see that mid game, I'm like, that's somebody frustrated. You know, they just missed an open net and then they flick the camera back and forth. It's interesting to see. PSG literally they do the same kickoff every single time, every time. And if the ball ends up in G2's half, it's great. It's totally fine. Yep. There we go. The cheat worked. But it's so risky. I don't know how G2 haven't like clocked onto this yet and just countered the kickoff. Like, if you want to counter this kickoff, right, take notes. You ready? Oh, sorry, I put the volume up. Yeah, if you want to counter this kickoff, it's very, very simple. Sorry, this happened really quick. Look at where it's Kronovi. Look where Kronovi's coming from when he hits this ball. He's like pretty much dead opposite Farah. They know PSG have done this kickoff strategy like every single time. They go for the cheat and the boost grab on whichever side is closest to the goalie. So they even know that all of PSG are going to be on this bottom side, like this side of the field. They know that. Sorry, yellow's not very good for Wasteland. Like this side of the field is where PSG are going to be. Like, Kronovi should just be getting a glancing blow on this side, get the ball rolling this way, and then they can collect it at the back corner with the boost and have the easiest possession of their lives. But instead, they're trying to battle PSG at their own game. PSG love this kickoff strategy, and G2 are like, alright, you're going to cheat, we're going to cheat. And then, oh, crumbs, your cheater's closer than ours. Oh, awkward. Oh, no. Oh, Shasok get a bit lucky there. Now 2 of our players are out of the game. Oh, this is awkward. You know, why aren't they just reading this strategy? The PSG have done every single kickoff this series has been this from PSG, at least that I can remember. Every single one. And if you know the other team are cheating, just stop hitting the ball down center. Stop playing into that strategy. Get like a glancing blow, lose the kickoff on purpose, and then you won't get under pressure as much. You can't do it every time, of course. I think there's some teams who try back corner possession kickoffs too much. Like I think Flipside used to do it too much. Marky was getting predictable. Farah is actually one player who's very good at reading slow kickoffs, like fake kickoffs, and he's good at like seeing an opponent doing a fast kickoff and then getting a block. So you definitely have to mix it up and watch out for Farah. Farah's in the kickoff. He's very, very good at like at getting what he wants. He's very good at blocking. Very good at reading fakes. You just do the Gibbs kickoff, works every time. Oh dear. Oh dear, Kronovi. I remember this game. This is the one game I did see this series. Again, I don't know how PSG are getting so much alone time with the ball here. Oh, it's because JNaps went for the boost and not the ball. So here, this is a big problem for G2. Remember what I said earlier? If one of your team gets a clear from your goal towards the corner, like this clear here. Like Rizzo's making a play on the ball here. It's very easy for JNaps and Kronovi, one of them to be like, let me get in there and help. Maybe the ball will roll out here. Wouldn't that be nice? Maybe the ball will roll on top of the boost and I can get both. That would be nice. But usually, in this sort of situation, where one player's in the corner, trying to clear the ball, following up is actually really risky, especially if you're doing it with two players. That's just very risky. Now the ball's popped up, Blue's recovered and beaten everybody to the ball. Again, that's just not good enough by G2. And it's this like mindless autopiloting out of the goal. I don't even know what hardware acceleration is. Like, what even is that? Is that like a 4 watt setting that everybody's gonna laugh at me for trying to turn down 4 watt? Kronovi he was expecting a Bluey double touch, which, you know, to be honest, that's fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, reviewing a tournament that was already casted. Who's done that before? I know. Crazy. Advanced settings in Google Chrome towards the bottom. Okay, hold on a second. How do we do this? Settings. Don't worry if anybody's like, oh, you just leaked your email. It's public. It's on my Twitter. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna try to do this. Hardware acceleration. Don't know what this is. Do I have to relaunch my entire browser to get this back? Alright, 54, 56. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. 54, 56. Hold on a second, guys. Oh, wrong button. I think that should be in the right place. Yeah, it is. Alright, I turned off hardware acceleration, so hopefully that has worked. Oh no, I've got to pop out. Hold on, I got to pop out my alert box. It's gone. My alert box died because it was a popped out window. Just gonna get it back, and then we can press play again. Just 1 second. Sorry about this. Trying to make the viewing experience better for you guys, though. Please understand. This is for your benefit. Okay. Oh. JNaps is really annoying when he's flying after the ball. Very annoying. Hosting an open invite tournament for viewers, subs, pros. I think when Rocket League launched their tournament thing in game, I'll just have to host a tournament just to give it a go. You know, people will want me to. Yeah, this might have improved. I appreciate the tip about hardware. I don't even know what hardware acceleration is. What is hardware acceleration and why is it on? I'm gonna up the quality here. What is hardware acceleration? Why does it exist? What does it do? Is it ever good? Teach me here. I'll teach you guys about Rocket League. You teach me about hardware acceleration. Alright, see you later, yummy burrito. Uses your GPU to render the video? But why? Bluey should be top 5 players. I don't think so. I think he's close. Bluey's probably top 10. I wouldn't put him top 5. Oh dear, what's going on here? Observe though how much better. Again, PSG are just hitting they're intercepting those clears so much earlier than G2 because they've got a good spread. They're always like really wide. Like Chaussette there waiting pretty much as wide as he could. GPU better suited to the job instead of CPU. I don't really know what you guys... I mean, I know what a GPU and a CPU is, but I don't understand how this is helpful. Good read by Chaussette on the miss. G2 are just going to have to give up on this one, I guess. This clear by Kronovi. Not able to hit that curve. Rizzo with a whiff. Causes rendering issues in some video formats. Okay. Okay. It can slow down other programs that require the GPU. Gotcha. Well, I'm not actually running. I'm not encoding with my GPU. Oh, this goal by Chaussette is disgusting. Chaussette just popped off so hard here. This is ridiculous. He did this earlier as well. What a read, by the way. How on earth does he read this? Like, we need to give this another watch. That's just that's incredible. Same kickoff. Again. G2 still not trying to do anything about that. But that read is unbelievable by Chaussette. That's incredible.
Can't actually afford to turn off this game and say that it might indeed be over. They have to keep playing the entire time because they can't give PSG that much momentum. It's such a crucial game.
You are crazy.
3 goals for 4.
I just wanted to hear. I was trying to see who was hyping that one. I'm proud. I was like, is that Gregan? Proud of Gregan, like getting loud with confidence there. No, like throaty air voice. That was good stuff. Good stuff. That's a sick read. Such a sick read. Own goal. Watch close. Now, well, it slowed down. The camera slowed down, or it went slow mo. Which means at the last second, which means there was another touch on the ball from Chaussette. It wasn't an own goal. If the camera on a replay in Rocket League slows down just as an attacking player gets near the ball, it means that they made contact. This is like look at this though. This is where G2 and PSG differ. Look at where Kronovi is here. He's coming down straight down the middle. It's a hard habit to break, but I think this is bad positioning by Kronovi. For a low ball like this at least. This position is, I mean, Kronovi's thinking, I don't know where the ball's going to go, left or right. Let's just go in the middle, and I'm ready for both, right? But unfortunately, in this iteration, the ball's going to go out to the side. I'm trying to play it. And instead of being ready to meet it here, which no doubt, like we've seen Chaussette do it so many times, we've seen Farah, Bluey do this a lot, mainly Chaussette and Farah, but Bluey occasionally. They'll be all ready here to meet this ball early, get it back in to the danger zone. And look how good that would have been if Kronovi's already here. Maybe open net, maybe infield pass, definitely pressure. But because they are not preemptively in this interception lane like PSG are, they're straight away. Kronovi's late there, and all he can do is pass the ball to Chaussette. Chaussette could have done better with that, but he does well enough to get it over Kronovi, and then follows through. So straight away, pressure is gone. That's given PSG a good while to get boost at the back, to reposition, spread out, and that's the difference. Like, look at this now. Look at that center ball. How tame it is compared to what it could have been. How much better would it have been if this? But at this point, if Kronovi was already on the far side. And really, let's think about it. What's the downside of being on the far side? Oh, whoops. Just to keep bringing that little yellow line back. If Kronovi's already on the far side here, of course there are downsides. Farah might get a save off to this angle. That could be dangerous. But they're losing 5-0 for goodness sake. He should be like, he should be making an aggressive play. This is a very conservative play. This is a we're winning by 1 goal play, and I'm just going to make sure not to get scored on. Like, who's he really scared of here? Why are we sitting so deep? Why aren't we like moving over there trying to preempt the clear? Because really the clear in 3v3, it goes 2 ways usually, left or right. It rarely goes down the middle. Pro teams, I mean, maybe in bad rank games the clear will go down the middle, but in pro games it's usually to the side. Do you think Crow should retire? Absolutely not. I mean, G2 have just had 2 grand finals in a row. What on earth? Why would they change anything? They're doing great. They're doing great as a team. Johnny, you're toxic. I know, let me tell you, I know Kurnovi watches these reviews that I do. And whenever we've talked about it, he usually has good things to say, so he's probably going to go and look at that and be like, I'm going to try that. He's not going to straight away be like, oh, Johnny's right, because that's just not how, that's not the right way to respond to that, unless you just know straight away. But, you know, he's probably going to be like, I'm going to give that a go. And then he'll maybe succeed, maybe have worse results. Either way, Kurnovi's a very smart player. He's not afraid of criticism. And it's not just a Kurnovi thing. Like, that, what I was highlighting there is something that G2 are just across the board worse at than PSG. PSG are just better at preempting those clears, being over there, intercepting it before it even has a chance to leave the enemy side of the field. It's just, you know, Kurnovi in that instance was the player who was making the mistake that has been a consistent mistake for G2 in this series. But that's not to say it's just been because of him. Yeah, it's GG's. Yuki's performance in F3. I thought Yuki was very good for his debut tournament.
And I couldn't think of a more delicate word than sock to describe such an explosive player.
No, they're talking about how chaussette means sock in French again.
Well, if you want a less delicate term for sock, chaussette has certainly been socking G2.
Sick, what is this? Alright, let's just get to yeah, I was just gonna get to the goal. It's already over. But bam, there you go. Look who's over there already. Straight away, as soon as the ball's outside of the field, PSG players there to meet it. Bam. Get intercepted. No delay. They're always there, straight away. The second that the ball gets soft cleared, PSG shut that down. That's why we're seeing PSG, you know, get that consistent pressure on the go. They're getting the rotation to really, really look clean offensively. And look, there you go. I said Farah's very good at spotting a fast kickoff. I think that G2 might have even called their hand early. As JNap's there on the fast kickoff, Farah spots it. Look at this fadeaway by Farah. This is masterful. If it's intentional, at least. Farah's so good at this. He's so good at spotting a fast kickoff. And last second, see there, just changes his line, gets goal side because he realizes, oh, JNaps is going for a fast kickoff. He's trying to get this ball past me on the right-hand side. I'm just going to go goal side and block that and put it right over Rizzo's head. You know, that's like something that Farah does probably better than any other player in the world right now, at least that I've seen. He's adapting his kickoff on the fly to counter fake kickoffs, fast kickoffs, right, just, you know, killing the ball against regular kickoffs. He's so good at that. Really, really underrated. Somebody asked earlier who's the most underrated player. It might be Farah, actually. Might be Farah. Might be. Most underrated player in RLCS. Could be. I don't know why, like, if that was a change up from G2 on their kickoff, I don't know why they would do it right now. Like, if you're going to change up a strategy to try and catch the team off guard, don't do it when you're losing 6-1. Save it. Save it for another game. But JNaps, I don't know, I've not really been paying that much attention to the kickoffs. Maybe Farah's identified that JNaps is a fast kickoff guy, and that he's been going for kickoffs on the double diagonal, so he knew he just got to get a read. Like, you know, sometimes that happens in pro games. You could say, oh, every time there's been a double diagonal kickoff, they've sent this guy and he's done a fast kickoff, so we can counter that. Get goal side, get the block, cheat, easy money. And I would not put it past Farah actually pulling that off. He's very, very smart. A little bit of preempting, a little bit early on that call. I think maybe Shogun thought it was on target. It's hard to tell. This is like the worst. I don't know why we're on this camera. Like, this is the easiest. Oh, this is like the easiest press chaussette camera right now. It's 1, 2, or 3 on your keyboard. I don't know which one, but if you're the spectator here, you just very quickly get your phone out, take a picture of which one chaussette was in, or write it down, because it doesn't change throughout the game unless players like leave and then come back in, which doesn't happen in pro games. Like, you just quickly like say, okay, chaussette, is he number 1, 2, or 3 on my spectator keybind? I've hidden it because of, you know, obviously they hide it in the overlay. But right now, this is the easiest spectate chaussette moment ever. Why are we on Rizzo right here? What is this? This is a disaster. is what it is. This is absolutely shambolic camera work. Just saying. This is disaster levels of camera work. Like, we're about to see potentially another squishy goal from the land. We got a pre-jumping crow. Chaussette fakes him out. Gets one touch. Gets it on the bounce with his flip. If this had gone top corner from Chaussette's POV, crowd goes wild. But instead, we're just watching Rizzo get boosted at the back because the cameraman hasn't got a clue what he's doing. Or director camera. I don't know. Just saying. That was, like, disastrously bad. Like, actual travesty. If Chaussette had scored that and we didn't get to see first POV, first person POV, it's just a shame, you know? It's like a big shame. Makes it harder on the casters as well. I pressed spacebar. Makes it harder on the casters as well. You heard Shogun there being like, he's trying to do some play-by-play, some, like, you know, actual calling it as it happens play-by-play, and he's not even sure if it's on target. He's like, oh, to the goal, never mind. It's a miss. Sorry, guys, couldn't tell because the camera is on Rizzo for some reason. It's annoying when that stuff happens and you're casting. You're just like, a shot goes in or near the goal. You're like, I don't even know if that's in. Don't even know if I'm supposed to get excited for that, you know, because the camera angle's so bad here. This is all very, very. I don't understand. Like, okay. This is like a little tip here. I know this isn't like analysis in the game, but this is like, I think, very important if you want to run a good tournament and you're going to be a spectator in some tournament. It's quite easy. Well, it's much easier to do like the spectating from one team's POV than when there's like a kickoff or something, or a slowdown of possession. The other team take the ball. That's when you switch it. So right now, okay, we're on Rizzo camera. Let's pay attention to this. Okay, Rizzo making a play on the ball. So yeah, we can probably stay on Rizzo camera here. Yep. Alright, now Kronovi's going out for this. So you want to be on Kronovi or JNaps probably. You want to just stay on G2. G2 are making a play. Let's stay with G2. Not switch to Bluey, who's probably the least relevant player in this entire situation. Like, I don't know what's going on here. It makes it hard for... Like, you don't know as a caster. Like, this is going towards the goal, and Shogun has no idea. And it's not his fault. He has no idea how excited he should be for this. Because how are you supposed to tell how close that ball is to the goal? How are you supposed to tell how close it is to being like an actual threat? You can't. Because the camera work is so bad. It's a last second save and it's not built up properly. Like, the casters don't really catch it as it happens. Because they are watching this screen that we're watching. They are seeing this live feed. And it's a rubbish job in this last game. Sometimes the color caster's got his own camera, but I think the right way to do it is just have a proper cameraman and not have all these random switches that don't make sense. It makes people think that player camera is bad. There's a huge number of people out there who think that auto camera is better than player camera because they've never seen it done properly. Leon Shane, thanks for the Prime sub, by the way. Welcome to the stream. I appreciate that. But if you see good player camera work, and I'm gonna, you know, blow my own trumpet a little bit, go watch my Insomnia 60 video. Me and Gregan did the casting. I did the camera work as well, and I was very happy with it. I was pretty chuffed, you know. I was quite happy with the final product of that. So if you want to go see Insomnia 60 Grand Final, it was Team Infused versus Team Defused. Go watch that and then tell me that you think AutoCam's better. Thank you. Low budget tournament, yeah. Flying in casters from California. This is the camera work. What on earth? I should become a cameraman. I wouldn't mind. Like, no one has ever, no Rocket League tournament has ever hit me up and been like, "Hey Johnny, do you want to do the camera work?" I'd be down, you know. Like, I think the camera work is such a crucial aspect. I'd do it, you know. I think I'm a little bit like wasted there, obviously, because like my casting and analysis is more well known. And I also think, like, I don't even think I'm that good at camera work. I just think that everybody else is so bad that it makes me look good. I don't even think I'm that good.
But still, PSG have had all the control this game, despite not getting rewarded for it.
Gonna go up. Kronovi tries to take over, but it's now gonna be in.
I don't know if G2 are feeling nervous this game. I know PSG will be. But that's one of G2's advantages, is they're all like quite quite solid now. I think ever since E-League, they've just been solid under pressure.
Rizzo did get a demo. Now it's G2's turn.
And I'm talking E-League Day 3. Oh, that's another thing I was going to mention this, Valdivia. I forgot to mention it up until now. The only thing that's important in this format, I think, is making it to Day 3. There is not enough focus on that, I think, in the storytelling of this tournament, from what I saw. People, or a lot of the analysis in teams is like, okay, yeah, this team made it to Day 3, but they're not looking that good. You know, you never really know how a team's going to perform until you see them on Day 3. Like, look at the difference of G2 between Day 2 and 3. Well, start of Day 2, start of Day 3 at least. Look at the difference between Flipside, start of Day 1, start of Day 3. Like, night and day. Getting to Day 3 should be considered more of a big deal. That's why getting, like, G2 getting into the Final 4 of E-League was such a big deal. Because if you make it into the final day, give yourself a pretty good chance, especially in the Dreamhack format, which I do like, by the way. I'm a big fan of the Dreamhack format. I would do best of 5s in both of the group stages, but apart from that, I really like the format. I think best of 5 in the first group stage would be totally fine, though. I don't know why they don't do that. It wouldn't even take that much longer. Kronovi was the weakest link in this tournament. No, I don't even think they had like a weakest link, really. Like, from what I saw, JNAPS was the best player, and Rizzo and Kronovi played quite well. Like, this series, I think Rizzo probably dropped the ball a little bit more than Crow, but it's not really like a noticeable. It's not nobody needed to really get carried. They did quite well. Yeah, 149 left. The commentator says Bluey whiffed. I'm not going to go back, but maybe they did. Shogun, I don't think you're shouting loud enough, mate. Oh, Bluey, once again. How often does this happen to poor Bluey? He's just like in goal with a 0 boost. Oh, Farah kind of took himself out of the game here for free. That's very, very careless by Farah. He's just like driven right past the ball and done nothing. Bluey matrixed it. I'm glad that this wasn't the tournament winning goal, because what a terrible goal. This is like such a bad goal. Oh my goodness. They should do like Dota does, save player at majors, so just focus on spectating the casters and do other stuff. Oh yeah, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that they should make one of the casters be the spectator. I'm saying that someone in Rocket League should become a better spectator than we currently have, because right now spectating is so bad overall. Like, if somebody was a really good spectator, they could get themselves a job so easily. Oh, that's so clutch. That's so clutch. I was glad that this happened, like, well, for multiple reasons. I'm glad that the tournament wasn't won by a terrible goal. I also did want PSG to win this just for, like, it was a better story, I think. More interesting. That's just so well done by Bluey. To keep that shot on target at that speed with 12 seconds left, that's just an unbelievable job. Job well done, rather. Again, though, this, like, why is this still working? Why is this kickoff still doing work for PSG? Still doing work. I don't even know if Rizzo's trying to kill the ball here. Doesn't look like it to me. Like, this cheat from JNAPS is so pointless. JNAPS is now out of the game. Could have lost there could have been GG right there. Oh, imagine. Imagine. JNAPS played poorly. No, JNAPS is, I think, the probably attorney MVP.
3 days of Rocket League comes down to this. One goal will decide who wins.
Hold on a second, hold on. Sorry for backing it up again, but I want to see something. That's just...
1-1 overtime.
3 days
Oh my goodness, Farah, what on earth is he doing here? I think... I'm trying to figure out what Farah's plan is here, because I was saying he's a really, really smart player on kickoffs, but I don't know what on earth happened here. Oh, is this like... What might have happened here is Farah might... Did he side flip by accident? Did he side flip? Farah getting carried so hard? No, you couldn't be more wrong. Oh, by the way, Shimamu, thanks for the £3. The Avatar, thanks for the 13-month resub. I forgot to say thanks for Shimamu for the £3. I do appreciate that. But yeah, like I said, here, Farah might have side flipped on accident. I'm trying to see. Yeah, because you see he's like, oh, beans. We don't have a goal. We don't have a goalie. And I just side flip by mistake, and then he cuts like harshly across the ball to try and get back in line and goes way too far. That's why that went over his head. That's why you've got to be so careful, especially in an overtime. For goodness sake, have a goalie. Have a goalie. Oh, imagine if you just like lost the whole tournament because whoever it is on kickoff, they might bean it. It doesn't matter how good you're on kickoffs. You're gonna mess it up at one time. You know, you're gonna bean it once in your life. What if that was the tournament? Farah side flips past the ball by accident, goal straight down the middle. How awful would that be? Oh my goodness. That's like a decent... I'm okay with double commits like this as long as you don't, like, dunk on each other. Because at least they're landing on walls and they're landing on opposite sides of the field, so it's a good spread, good recoveries. If you're going to double commit, do it like that. Come in from different angles. Just make sure not to dunk on each other. Hit the ball in such a way that it's going to, if you do both hit it, it's going to pinch clear. Don't, like, hit it straight dead on or else you might dunk on each other. Just get, like, a glancing blow. And there's the GGs. Chaussette did so well here. That's just like a great knock-on by Chaussette. Oh, that's a little bit unlucky for G2, not gonna lie. Little bit unlucky. But Chaussette did so well. He completely took Kronovi out of the game. And there's no way you're gonna save that shot. Again though, the one problem, I highlighted this problem for G2 earlier. Isolated plays. Isolated plays. Pay attention to Kronovi here. He just used a lot of boost. Now, no doubt, he just exited the frame at the bottom. And look how far out of the game Kronovi takes himself. He's miles away by the time he comes back into the frame. I'm pretty sure he just went all the way back to the far corner to get boost. Which, if both of your teammates are like here, I think that's just always a misplay in 3v3. So Kronovi might have made a bean here at the end. Look how much of a gap there is. Like, Chaussette could just come in and take this. Completely uncontested for free. Inside the half. How I guess, I don't know, Kronovi, this boost was probably not there when he drove past it. Then he probably went back to get this one. Turned to take the challenge. Chaussette was just too fast. It's a really unfortunate situation. You can also say that JNAP's going for this shot is very risky. Like, this is also true. Like, this shot is exceptionally risky for JNAPS because he's only scoring this if Bluey misses. He's only scoring this if Bluey misses. Is Bluey gonna miss that? No way, never. What JNAPS is trying to do here is just ignore Bluey and aim on target when really he should just be looking where Bluey is. Try to get the ball past Bluey. Be less concerned about the fact that his shot is on target or not. Be more concerned about the fact that Bluey is coming at him, and he should like try to get the ball past Bluey, not necessarily into the net, because Bluey gets a huge block here, and that's just GG. Because Chaussette easily takes the ball past an isolated and low and boost Kronovi, who did recover quite well. Like, if that shot had been low, Kronovi was there. But yeah, definitely a lot more isolated challenges from G2 compared to PSG. But yeah, that's I think the biggest difference. I think PSG are way better at not relying heavily on boost. My cam is a bit behind the sound. Yeah, probably. Things always go out of sync for some reason when I'm live streaming. Yeah, it's good to see PSG winning though. I was really happy for them. And they always do this little... They're just jumping, like, they're just jumping before... before... I love that. Fair just jumping. You can't help it. I've turned this off in case the music like copyrights my video, by the way, but you don't rate Rizzo too much? Well, you should. He's very good. But yeah, it's good to see. I think PSG winning was a great result. Really, really cool. See another team winning a LAN. Good to see some variety in the G2 haircuts. They don't just have the G2 haircut now. We got, JNAP's sort of the middle length hair, Kronovi growing it out, Rizzo bit more, bit shorter. You're getting some variety in the mix. Yeah, Farah being hype man, a huge deal. That's definitely a big deal. No doubt about that.
There comes a time in your life when you become lost. You need to rediscover what matters in yourself.